Welcome to this wonderful session of Biological Science for 10th class. Here we are going to discuss about the excretory system in human body. See, each and every organism on this planet Earth, owing to the evolutionary trend, there has been a lot of change leading to the complexity of the organ systems in our body. There are several activities that pave a successful lifestyle in the body of an organism. Likewise, in this body of human beings, we have got several systems to maintain life in this body. See, you all know pretty well that the body of all the living organisms, including plants and animals, comprises of several cells. These living cells are capable of discharging independent duties at the cellular level. Now, the functions that are carried out inside the body of an organism, that too at the cellular level, to maintain life, are called as metabolic activities. These include digestion, respiration, excretion, nerve impulse conduction, transportation, and of course the reproduction, which is very, very important. Now, digestion refers to the concept of intake of nutrients. Then the process of conversion of complex food molecules into simpler, absorbable and assimilatable particles into the cellular level. Once they reach the cells, they are oxidized inside the powerhouses of the cell during the process of respiration. So all these are interlinked. That means the systems in our body are mutually interlinked for the successful lifestyle of an organism. Now, excretion is followed by oxidation of food substance. Digestion is followed by the oxidation of food materials during respiration. And during this oxidation, several intermediary substances are formed. We call them secondary metabolites. These are majorly the undigested food particles and nitrogenous waste products. These nitrogenous waste products, if they are accumulated inside the cell, this leads to the destruction or disruption of other metabolic activities, leading to the death of the organism. And hence, these are needed to be eliminated or ejected out, or they have to be sent out of the body periodically. And this function is taken up by a specialized system called as excretory system. In human beings, the excretion is carried out by majorly three organs. One is the skin that excretes excessive water through the sweat, through the several sweat pores present on the superficial layer of the dermis. Then the second one is, of course, the lungs. They expel out the carbon dioxide as well as the other gases that have been inhaled in during the process of respiration. So during expiration, we let out carbon dioxide from our lungs. So lungs are considered to be excretory organs as well, apart from being respiratory organs. Then the third one and the most important one are the kidneys. A pair of kidneys are present inside our body on the back, just over the waist, in human body. A pair of kidneys. So these kidneys are bean shaped. They are dark red colored or maybe dark brown colored in their complexion. Now, kidneys, which represent the excretory organs in our body, are said to be the most vital organs for the proper functioning of the body, since they are continuously working right from the formation inside the mother's womb until the person enters into the tomb, that is, until death. Now, these kidneys perform the most important function called as excretion through small units called as nephrons. And today we are going to discuss about the structure of these nephrons. As I said earlier, a nephron, Nephron, nephron represents the unit of excretory system in our body. So nephron is the part of a kidney, a microscopic part of a kidney. Now, the kidney consists of several millions of nephrons. It is estimated that each kidney consists of nearly 2 millions of nephrons. Now, the nephrons filter the blood to extract the waste products such as nitrogenous waste products and the water that we have consumed in excess. And this is called as urine. So, for the formation of urine, the most important and vital unit in the body present inside our kidneys is a nephron. Nephron is considered to be the unit of preparation or extraction of urine through ultra-filtration of blood. Now, a nephron comprises of several independent structures. These independent structures, let us list out one by one. Now, the structure of a nephron, it consists of majorly two parts. The first part is called as the Malfujian tubule. So, Malfujian tubule or Malfujian capsule. Then secondly, the tubular part. The first one is Malfujian capsule, and the second part that succeeds the Malfujian capsule is called as the tubular part. Now let me give you a clear picture of the structure of a nephron. The Malfujian capsule, how this is seen in a microscope, let us examine. So now the Malfujian capsule. Let us begin with the concept of Malfujian capsule. The nephron. Here we go. The Malfujian capsule comprises of a cup-like structure called as the Bowman's cup. Since it was discovered by the eminent urologist called as Bowman, it is named after him as Bowman's cup. This Bowman's cup is broader on its anterior end and pointed towards the posterior end. It forms a tubular structure towards the bottom. And this tubular structure is seen with coils, maybe one or two. Here we represent this as here you see like this. And again there is a coil. Now like this, you find the several structures of a nephron. Here we find the Malfujian capsule comprising of Bowman's cup. So this is Bowman's cup. Just inside the Bowman's cup we find a tuft of blood capillaries. You know pretty well that blood flows in our body through three types of blood vessels. The arteries, which carry the oxygenated blood originating in the heart. These arteries spread all over the body located deep inside the body tissues. Then secondly, the veins. The veins are very thin walled. These are present just below the skin superficially. These carry the deoxygenated blood from the organs to the heart, and then from there these are sent to the lungs for oxygenation, that is the blood. That's an altogether different story. Now we shall talk about this process of excretion. Now here the Bowman's cup consists of several types of highly coiled blood vessels in the form of capillaries. Capillaries are very thin walled, and these capillaries here, when we see these are seen with highly coiled structures. These capillaries bring in the impure blood, that is the blood with lot of nitrogenous waste products. These nitrogenous waste products which are present inside the cells are taken through the blood into the Bowman's cup, and we call this tuft of capillaries as glomerulus. Glomerulus. And these tuft of capillaries, which are very thin walled, inside this lot of pressure is created, and this pressure, the turgor pressure what we say, that is present inside the very small lumen, microscopic lumen of these capillaries. Here, due to high pressure, the waste products are separated from the blood, and most important elements which are again required by the body are absorbed into the walls of this tubular part. Here we end up with the concept of Malfujian Capsule, limiting the Malfujian Capsule to Bowman's cup and glomerulus. So these two constitute, Bowman's cup and glomerulus constitute Malfujian Capsule. Now comes the second part, called as tubular part. This tubular part comprises of a highly coiled structure, very much nearer to the Bowman's capsule, and hence this is called as proximal convolution. Convolution means coiling. Proxima means very much nearer. So this concept of being nearer to the Bowman's cup enables this name called as proximal convoluted tubule, what we say in short form PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. And in the walls of proximal convoluted tubule, convolution means highly coiled, just now I said. Now when the primary liquid, what we say primary urine here, which is an extract, which is the resultant of the ultra-filtration in the glomerulus, once it descends down, once it reaches down into the proximal convoluted tubule, here the walls of the proximal convoluted tubule absorb the essential elements which are required by the body once again into the body through so many structures called as capillaries once again. These blood capillaries reabsorb the nutrients from the proximal convoluted tubule walls, and these structures take back the nutrients into the body, which are utilized further for other metabolic activities. Here, once the primary urine passes through the proximal convoluted tubule, it reaches down into a sudden V-shaped structure, and this is called as loop, which was discovered by the famous scientist Henle. Hence it is called as loop of Henle or Henle's loop. So this Henle's loop, again it receives the primary urine and then sends the urine again in the ascending direction, and this loop-like structure is called as Henle's loop. From here the urine passes over into the other coil structure, other convolution, which is distantly located from the Bowman's capsule, and hence it is called as distal convoluted tubule, called as DCT. Distal convoluted tubule. And from here, the distal convoluted tubule conveys or transports or sends the urine into the very long tube-like structure called as what we call the collecting tubule. So, the collecting tubule. These collecting tubules, they unite once again in the kidney. They are projected towards the hilus of the kidney, into which the urine is sent. So, in each and every nephron, we see the formation of urine, or the extraction, exactly to say, the extraction of urine from the blood. This takes place during the process of ultra-filtration. The absorption of essential nutrients in the PCT occurs because of the reabsorption of the nutrients. The urine again gets, what I say, concentrated. Once the urine levels are concentrated, again it is sent into the distal convoluted tubule, wherein excess of water, once again some water is required by the body in order to maintain the osmotic equilibrium inside the body cells. The excess of water, which is once again required by the body, is absorbed from the other capillaries. Again this water is reabsorbed into the tissues from here also, like this. And only the unwanted water, along with the unwanted dangerous nitrogenous waste products, reaches into the collecting tubule, from where it is sent out into the hilus, and from there it comes out through the urinary ducts into the urethra, which is just like a sac-like structure located at the posterior part of the body, in the just below the abdomen in our body. Now this completes the lesson for today. Now let me recollect some ideas with regards to the structure of nephron. Now let me tell you, nephron comprises of two parts. The first one is Malfujian capsule, comprising of again two subunits. One is the Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus. Then second part is the tubular part, which consists of 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what are those? The PCT, the proximal convoluted tubule, then the Henle's loop, the distal convoluted tubule, and finally the collecting tubule. So here we come to a conclusion that without these nephrons, the kidneys can't function. Then it is very much important that we maintain hygiene and good habits in life. The personal hygiene helps us to maintain proper health. Because in people generally, when we see those who are consuming lot of fast foods, and some people are having bad habits such as the smoking habit, alcoholism, the nicotine present in the cigarettes damages the kidneys, that is the nephrons. The alcohol that is present in the liquor actually causes the dilation of these tubules, causing easy flow of essential nutrients out towards the outside of the body, and this leaves behind the person with lack of most essential nutrients without being reabsorbed into the body. And finally, there would be a lot of pressure over the glomerulus, where the nephrons fail to conduct the process of excretion, and this leads to the dysfunction of kidney, and where it ends up in the ESRD, end-stage renal disease, and this results in the death of the person also. Generally we call it as a very fatal condition, wherein even the doctors are unable to treat this if not taken care in the early stages. So one has to take care of their kidneys. We have to consume a lot of water. We have to be careful while taking food by avoiding the fast foods, which comprise of elements that cause damage to the kidneys. So thank you very much, my dear students. Let me meet you again with some more details with regards to some other aspect regarding biology. Thank you very much.